of this sequence. So we want to place the bolster or the blanket, I'm going to use in this case, across the back, just below the armpit. So when you come down, you should feel that you're not having to reach your arms back like this. They can come down with the elbows underneath the shoulders when they come out to the side, okay? So if you've got your blanket or bolster up too high, sometimes we're reaching the arms back like this so that we can relax the back, which is counterintuitive when we're trying to release through these upper traps. Another good way of getting the blanket, bolster, or rolled up beach towel in a good position is to take it underneath your armpits like this. So my elbows are definitely lower than my shoulders in this position. And then when I come down, it's pretty much in the right spot. And then I can either relax my hands across the belly, especially if the shoulders are tight, or I can take the arms out to the side. So take a nice deep breath, and when you exhale, if you feel that there's too much acute pain, sharp pain, say through your neck or your low back, you can pop a pillow underneath your head to support the neck. And if the low back's sore, you can bring your feet underneath the knees. So start to take the next breath. And when you take your exhale, you're going to finish it completely. Perhaps opening the jaw and just sighing the breath out. Breathe in for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, retain the breath. Exhale, release the breath from the upper chest, under the ribs, and feel the belly draw in. Belly softens, we inhale, belly, under the ribs, into the ribs and collarbones, retain the breath. Exhale, feel the breath moving down out of the ribs, belly, and then the lower belly tightens. Soften the belly, inhale, visualize the breath as if it's filling you up from the bottom to the top. Retain the breath. And exhale. Now you can continue with that count of around 4 seconds per breath, with or without the breath retention. Otherwise, you can just relax here. So this supine or lying down extension or back bending through the upper thoracic helps to relax the tightness through the top of our shoulders. Helps to open the front of the chest that's often rounding forward through the day with all of our tasks, from having breakfast to driving to sitting at the desk and so on. If we remain tight and closed through the upper body, it accentuates our anxiety and any dysfunction in our breathing or shortness in our breathing pattern that often comes with any anxiety is never corrected until we can learn to breathe low and slow into the fullness of the diaphragm. We can never truly fix that anxiety unless we can open the body to a position where it regains a normal functional breath. You'll be able to spend longer and longer in this position, backward bending, as your back starts to open up, the shoulders soften and the neck softens. If this is long enough for you now, then let's come out. To come out, we bring the feet back underneath the knees if they're not there already, just to help support the low back. Push into the feet. Then bring your elbows in like a robot, and you'll push down with your shoulders to the ground, but also down with your elbows into your blanket. Exhale and tuck the ribs down as you lift the head. So you're pushing into the elbows here to lift yourself up. And you can sit up here if you can. If your back is a little sore, roll to the side. Push your bolster or blanket out from underneath you. And then simply lie down flat to help reset the back. Take another breath, ensuring you're not holding your breath and bringing your stress back up to that high level. Remember, we're resetting that baseline stress, heading into the day as stress-free as possible. We can't think ourselves there, we have to bring the body there. So soften the shoulders. Listening to the sound of the breath as if it is that sweet, soothing sound of the ocean. Sometimes just this is enough if you're ready to go on with your day. If you sit at a desk, you're going to need more than just that passive extension to unwind the postural tension we accumulate in the shoulders. This next position is called Anapartasana, or heart opening. So we start on all fours. Feel free to pop something underneath the knees like your towel or blanket. So with the hands a bit in front of the shoulders, we're going to take the elbows straight down, okay? Straight down to the ground. This is what it looks like. And from here with the elbows straight down, I'm going to bring my forehead to the ground, not by slouching into my shoulders like this, but by separating the elbows so I can bring the forehead straight down. See, the neck is nice and long and in line with the rest of the spine. And then taking a deep breath, exhale. Notice that you can sink the chest a little deeper on your out breath. When you breathe in, try to take the breath into the side of the ribs, the lower ribs. And then when you breathe out, hard through the throat as if you're trying to fog up your mat like it were a window that you wanted to steam up with the breath. Now start to tune in to the subtle movement that happens in this posture as you breathe. When you inhale, the body naturally expands. The lungs fill. The chest lifts and expands slightly. And when we exhale in an unforced way, just letting the breath trickle out, you'll notice that the body descends. It's that dropping down of the chest that helps to open your shoulders, rather than pushing really deeply into the stretch, yeah? So again, we want to feel that our inhale is just bringing that sense of buoyancy and openness, and then exhale, the chest is sinking to the ground. Inhale, visualize the breath as if it's moving into the lower part of your rib cage. And then exhale, feel the chest sinking down. Now if this is becoming too strong for the shoulders, you can come up onto all fours. However, if you want a deeper stretch, you can take a modification here, walking the elbows closer together And then bringing the hands together in prayer position, and then the thumbs towards the back of the neck. And when I get here, I just try to pull body weight back towards the heels a little bit more. The elbows in quite close to the ears. If you find that this is too tight across the top of the neck and the shoulders, you just come back to this variation. Yeah? Weight bearing through those elbows so that the chest can sink and soften. Let's try a 4-part breath. Inhale deeply. Retain. Exhale. And breath out as if you want to fog up a glass. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale deeply. Retain the breath. And exhale completely. Bring your hands in closer towards your knees so you can push into your arms to help lift yourself up. And from this position, simply start to drop your bottom back towards your heels, and then rest the head with the hands folded in front. In this position, Balasana, or sometimes known as Child's Pose. There's a few modifications here. If you can't bring your bottom all the way back onto the heels because of knee or hip tightness, that's okay. Just bring 2 fists stacked like 2 hot potatoes. Rest the forehead there on the fists, and you'll find you've got a little bit more space. You can also bring a blanket or a bolster in between the knees to come back on if those joints need a little bit more space. So in Balasana or Child's Pose, the position of the forehead resting on the hands, putting a little bit of pressure on the point called intan, or also at the Ajna chakra in terms of yoga, our third eye center. So intan, or your third eye, is akin to your spirit, where you're not really looking to see with the eyes. Not really looking to think with the brain. Seeing from this space where you feel that pressure in between the eyebrows is akin to seeing from your spirit or your intuition. Breathing deeply. And then you're seeing from your intuition, from that third eye. There's no need to look, there's no need to think, or worry, or seek, because it's all there. In this moment, knowing that you're all good. Body, mind and breath means you're alive and well. Inhale a sense of gratitude for that breath. Exhale and surrender, knowing that we have control over only our breath at this moment. beyond our control. Inhale and feel that space expand across your back, like you could fill your lungs as if you wanted to float at the top of a pool and stay at the surface. Exhale. Relax the breath out and feel yourself sinking into the ground a little deeper. When you inhale, again feel that sense of opening and expansion. Breathing into the back of the ribs. And exhale. Like descending down and let it go. Bringing your nervous system back to its baseline, accepting that the only thing we can control from here when we move into the rest of our day is our reactions and our action. No one else's. Notice throughout the day if your reactions have caused you to hold your breath. And if you notice that, you're simply going to that breath out to try and bring your nervous system back to this baseline. When you're ready to move out of this position, we'll just prepare the hips and the knees for the rest of our daily movements. Take the hands in front of the knees. Slowly push up. Walk the hands a little further forward and curl under the toes to just release any tension across the tops of the feet. Then taking one foot back, gently round into your low back and then push your body weight back into your heels, squeeze the glute. And this is going to take pressure out of that knee that was just bending in you. And then change to the opposite side. So try not to sink through the belly, rather curl under. And then push into that back leg, squeeze the glute, use the knee. And then bringing both knees back in. Take your body weight back a little bit, push into the shins, bring the hands onto the hips and squeeze your glutes. Breathe in deeply. Take the hands to the heart. Reminding yourself that it is a blessing to take another step forward on this earth. Reminding yourself to breathe. And reminding yourself of the sound of that breath.